Welcome back to the Charles Eoghan Experience.
Thanks,
Trained by day, Charles Eoghan Experience by night.
As they say.
Welcome back, my friend.
Thanks, yeah.
You've been to America recently. You had some kind of tournament there.
I go to America. I do the ADCC.
Yeah. Good performance too.
Yeah, it was alright. I'm annoyed I got injured.
Yeah. What happened?
I got corkscrew footlocks by Bodoni, the winner of the.
Was it not hurt before? That was my thing because it came out taped up prior to the Fowler fight. I thought you heard it during that because then the next day I saw it taped up to shit.
It was only taped for the Vagner match. The Bodoni match, it was not taped.
Yes, it was.
It wasn't.
Was it not?
Nah, it wasn't. So Fowler didn't injure it in any way. It was just maybe a little bit actually. It wasn't like injured in a way that it affected me in any way though. And it's not like nothing popped basically at all. It was just a straight footlock attempt I was stood on it, which was like the most dangerous bit. So yeah, I wasn't injured going into the Bodoni. Yeah. And then did the Bodoni match and I got caught. It was a nice counter.
Your leg entering the fuck out of him though, man.
Yeah, I entered twice, but I don't know if he particularly minded. I wonder what the strategy was for that. I imagine he watched my match with.
Danaher's been geeking out and watching you.
I take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure he watched my match with Xande and saw that even though Xande was stepping on the back of my knee, I was keeping their foot for too long. So they were probably thinking he likes to stay in the pocket when there's nothing, try and get a corkscrew toe hold, which would have been a nice strategy.
Yeah.
And
it worked. Yeah.
Well, I learned something from Bodoni's finish.
That's good, as long as you come away with something.
Yeah, at least I come away with something. Yeah. And then for the Vagner match, I was just, literally that entire time, he was just trying to get my foot.
You could see him, he was looking at it, he's like, this is taped up.
Even when he wasn't directly grabbing it, he was always angling to grab it, and he was pulling my head just purely to make me kick with that leg and all this kind of stuff.
I thought he just pull it. What's the strategy? Because you got fucking pulling your head in.
Yeah, he wanted me to kick away or push away or extend in some way
so that he could get the foot.
Yeah, so he could get the foot. Yeah, the entire time he was just after the foot, and the very first thing he did was go for a toe hold. And
on the bad foot.
Yeah, on the bad foot, and I was like, well, I would have done that too, and he was laughing. He's like, you got a leg, I got a leg.
Yeah,
he loved that.
Man, my favorite, this is actually a missus that brought this up at the end. When you came and sat with us in the stands, it's like, because you fucked his foot up, you should have just stood him back up and tried the foot sweep and his foot would have collapsed.
And my foot was fucked as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But that would have been fun to watch.
Yeah, it would have been fun, just two limping.
Two fucking...
Yeah, but he doesn't seem to mind having broken legs.
But he was fucked. He couldn't even walk. He could barely walk off the mat.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been a great strategy, but I don't know. I feel like he would have just ignored it at the time. He would have just been walking on stumps if he had to.
He's tough, man.
Just
he's tough as fuck.
Big leg, yeah, he's tough as fuck.
Man, well done.
Yeah, fair play, man. Yeah. Didn't give a shit.
Yeah. So you had a fun time at the tournament? You enjoyed it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was good fun. I feel like, I took the preparation seriously, and I took obviously the matches seriously, but it wasn't slapping my face and shit. It's just unnecessary, I feel like.
No, you came up pretty chilled. Just the usual way, you'd smirk on your face, seeing what's going on.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. No, it doesn't help to be angry or, you be focused, obviously that helps, but I'm focused anyway. You can smile and be focused at the same time.
Yeah.
Don't have to be an evil cunt.
Yeah. How'd you find your match with Xande?
Yeah. That was an odd match, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like, I'm not sure if he was waiting for overtime or if he was fully in the zone. It felt a bit weird the whole time through. He wasn't giving 100 for it.
Yeah.
It was very strange.
He wanted to get in and out.
Yeah, I don't know maybe because it was his last tournament, he was just savoring every moment and not rushing anything, but yeah, I feel like he just let me get his arm.
You said this, you said he just gave it to you.
It didn't feel like he was necessarily expecting me to do any attacks to him, and he just I went to get his arm once and he ripped out very late, and then I went very slowly to get it again and he waited really late to do anything, and then as he tried to do it, it was just too late. Yeah, it wasn't a super...
Did you feel his arm pop?
Yeah, I felt his arm pop 3 times.
Jeez.
So he didn't, but it wasn't terrible pops, but it was if it was in the gym, 100% you tap to that before your arm starts to pop. But basically, my takeaways from the tournament are...
Yeah, let's hear the same.
Improve my leg lock defense.
Yep.
Or just awareness of basically just don't get caught again.
Yeah.
In the same way, and improve my braking mechanics.
Yep.
which is a hard one to train.
Yeah, on willing opponents.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you need to find someone in the gym who just doesn't give a fuck and they're willing to just break their legs for.
Like we said, just training then was interesting. Like you need people to get the timing right, to put enough pressure on, and they need to like turn at the right time, because if they don't turn, it's a different reaction,
yeah,
etc.
exactly.
So you need like not only a tough kind of training partner, you need a clever training partner.
Yeah, you need to basically, I don't know, do some rounds from positions where I have a arm bar, for example, and I'm trying to, I should have bent it over my hip and sat up and stuff, but not gonna lie, I thought he was gonna tap there, so I just tried to bridge through it as hard as possible.
Yeah, give him the Tony Ferguson, Charles Oliveira. That was savage, man. You seen that?
What, the heel hook?
No, the arm. How he gets the arm bar and he sits up and he fucking tucks it in.
Under, yeah, exactly, yeah. Well, like even that though, because you can fuck up the angle, but if you just hold it with two hands, sit up and just push it over your hip, then you can get like horrible breaks. Yeah, like just bending it like fully like 270 degrees.
Gee whiz.
So yeah, but then after that, felt fine. Even the wrestling, I don't know, I didn't feel like I was necessarily.
You didn't wrestle anyone?
I had to wrestle Xande for a little bit before he shot.
Did you?
Yeah. But
I thought you sat down straight away.
No, because you got back overtime. Yeah, overtime.
Yeah.
But again, he just let me get collar tie and like an inside tie and like pull his head to the floor and these sort of thing, and then he just shot a double from miles away. So
douche.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was a very weird match with Xande. Obviously, Giancarlo felt the best out of everyone.
Yeah.
Because he was actually pressuring, or like trying to pressure and moving side to side and all this kind of stuff. And obviously,
trying to get past.
And he finished me. So yeah, regardless of what he was doing, he finished me. So
I would like to see that rematch.
Yeah, I would like to see that again. I'll just be a bit more careful with my legs.
Yeah. I feel like you'd catch him.
Yeah. Hopefully, I could catch him. Like, I feel like I was watching his matches, and he'd been caught with leg locks before, so that was essentially what I was going to try and do. Just leg lock him. So yeah, the strategy doesn't change for anyone essentially. Yeah,
just fucking try and leg lock him.
Yeah, like for Mason. Yeah. Again, like trying to. I mean, I'm basically pretty happy they gave him a negative because it forced him to engage like really hard.
That was so
That was just funny as fuck.
It was so funny. You can see his face go, what? Do you know, have you seen Semi-Pro? The movie with Will Ferrell?
No, I don't think so.
And he's like, tells the ref to go fuck himself and he gives him a penalty. He's like, what did I say? Same as Mason Fowler. What did I do? You fucking idiot.
It's so funny.
That was so good.
Oh, I enjoyed that quite a lot.
Yeah, and then you beat him and he's like, no way
did he beat you. He wasn't happy with it. Lost. I wouldn't be happy either. I'd be pissed too, but...
I was so happy seeing that. That was the highlight of my trip. That was so good.
That was so funny.
Did you like America overall though? No, actually, before that, who's your highlight from your perspective from ADCC?
Who did the best out of everyone?
Yeah. Let's go like top two.
Well, Giancarlo. Yeah, but I already knew that Giancarlo was one of the favourites, to be honest. So that wasn't too much of a surprise to me. Cade beating Mika was pretty surprising the way he did it, especially because Mika hasn't been subbed before.
Savage.
Yeah, and it was brutal. It was fucking brutal.
Savage.
It was disgusting.
Yeah.
Who else? Yuri winning the absolute. Not gonna lie, that was kind of unexpected.
That was a shit match.
It was less entertaining than I expected, and I didn't expect much, I must say.
Yeah.
It was dry. What else?
That was not a fun match to watch, particularly.
Yeah. Sam McNally beating Gary Tonin.
Yeah.
Bruh. That was, I went up to Sam afterwards and I was like, unbelievable. I just kept saying unbelievable. I was trying to compliment him, but after I said it like 3 times, I was just like, I'm just being rude here.
Was he getting offended? What did he say?
No, he was thankful. Obviously, he didn't get offended, but I was like, that sounds pretty rude actually now though.
You beat Gary Tonin. You suck. I'm Sam and Alec, that side.
Like, I like Sam, so I'm happy he beat Gary Tonin, but like, if you just look at the odds, it was probably
on
that
paper.
He was, not a favourite, and he won, like, and he got...
what did he beat? Rear naked choke? Or did he heel hook him?
I'm pretty sure he got his back, or something like that. He got to his back.
He submitted him, no?
Nah, he got to his back, Gary escaped. Gary almost heel hooked him as well, and that was fucking very close. Yeah. And, and Sam escaped and won via 3 points.
Props to Sam McNally.
Yeah, fair play, because Gary's fucking dangerous. And
dangerous as fuck, yeah.
I'll put him as one of the favourites. If he managed the weight cut properly, I would have put him as one of the favourites for the division.
Yeah.
And Sam took him out first round.
That's a tough weight cut, 66. You should just go fucking balls deep, 77.
And I'm pretty sure Sam had a injury or something in his training camp as well. So to do it all injured, that's nice. It's
impressive.
Well done. Yeah. Upset as well was Ty and Hinger. I thought Hinger might do better than other people against Ty because he's like...
They know each other.
Yeah, but especially he knows him
Father-son,
as he's grown up. Yeah, it's not just like he's come into him at a certain level of game where Ty's got all the rest of the game that he could use, but he knows every single step that Ty's ever done.
Father-son.
Yeah.
Basically.
He father-sonned him.
He almost let go of him, didn't he? Didn't he let go of the rear naked and then I don't know. Someone could be talking shit. I can't remember exactly what happened.
All I remember is the guillotine. The guillotine sort of hold. He had a guillotine on him, arm in for a while, and Ty was trying to come up on a takedown for like the longest time, and that was kind of the only the sort of thing you'd see from people that have rolled together for ages. Like in competition, it never tends to be like that fine margins between someone winning and someone else really winning.
Yeah.
But because they trained together so much, I guess they were so used to it that they knew
what they could get away with.
Yeah, exactly how far they needed to go to win. So that's why it was a super entertaining match. That was probably one of the best matches.
It was a good match.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Cade, fucking savage as well. 19.
Bro,
man.
And the armbar on Giles, man. That was crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's one of the questions. Right, how was training with Giles?
Oh, let's get into that.
Yeah, he's fucking hard to pass. So, like, you can't really do anything but go to north-south. Like, you can try to pass from knees, but he's very good at entering K-guard from all positions. Like, your best bet is legit just to go to north-south, hold his shins, try and get your elbows inside, turn your hips. But yeah, he's just very good at, like, he spent his whole training camp doing that.
Our mutual friend said he's very hard to pass from north-south as well because his knees just fucking come so far into his shoulders.
Yeah, his knees are like on his chest, so...
Yeah.
And like, when you try and pass from the front, like, I don't know, I thought he was just like messing around. When we very first roll, he just like held his shins and just sat there and waited, and I like held his shins and just moved them around, and they just moved around a bit. He didn't move at all, and I was like, oh, okay, this is weird. Just have to go to north-south and try and work from there. I don't like passing from north-south.
Yeah.
And like, I don't mind it, but
it's not ideal for you.
yeah, so basically just every time I'd enter, we'd get to 50-50 and spend a huge amount of time there. It was like, there's no play from top. Yeah, like, I don't think there's anything else Cade could have done necessarily.
Did you guys tap each other a couple of times?
Yeah, we got each other. He got me with heel hooks and basically likewise with heel hooks and like that sort of stuff.
Okay, nice.
I actually injured his rib before in the run up to it, which wasn't...
It's not ideal.
Wasn't ideal. Yeah, it was bullshit as well. Like chasing his back, and he was just turning, and I was just leg squeezing, and he said, "Oh yeah, my rib," and I was like, "Oh, is that a recent injury?" He's like, "Nope, that's
fresh,
an old and fresh injury now."
And you're saying that's tricky as well because of the flat. Obviously, the flat's fucking long. He just got there. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, he did a 25 or 6 hour flight, and then he came and trained, and obviously, even if you feel kind of warmed up, you need like a full training session to unstiffen, and then the next one you might be good. Yeah. So yeah, that was less than ideal.
Definitely.
And I imagine it affected his performance as well. Even though he looked pretty good, but like, right, having a fucked up rib and you're trying to invert and keep your knees to chest the whole time, it's like the worst thing possible.
It's tough as fuck.
Yeah. So yeah, apologies to Charles for that.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I am a bit. It wasn't necessarily my fault, but it was mutual.
It happens, man.
Mutual fucking...
Yeah, it's tough. Like, I mean, I guess you're both training for ADCC. There's a training camp. You both want to get some time together. He's just come off a long flight. It's like, okay, let's train. Shit happens.
Yeah. Basically, also that I'm a weight class above, I feel like that's probably much easier to get injured. Like if I was training with a 99er, I'd be much more...
They'll be much more resilient to injury.
Yeah, I'd be very careful how I train with them, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Did you manage to train with Craig?
No, I didn't do any training with Craig. I trained with Kieran Kitchuk, the Force Reap guy, lock and strangle. He was very good. He's, again, like more Giles' weight class, or even slightly below. Okay. And that was entertaining. He was just talking shop, talking about legs and...
Talking shop.
and so on and all that. He was a super useful corner, though. Like, he knew his shit about basically all the people. Basically, he was just like very into jiu-jitsu and like knew everyone. Nice. To some degree on a personal level, and some of them not. And he studies the game and all this kind of stuff. And we have very similar games, so.
Good guy to have in your corner.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, Mo offered him to me, and I was like, yeah, that's perfect. Like, let's have him.
Did you know him before?
No.
Oh, okay, but you
No,
met
yeah,
him,
yeah.
and he's like, did
Yeah.
he train at the Giles place?
Yeah, he was training with Giles as well.
Oh, that works out perfectly.
Yeah. So when he came, he only came on Thursday though. So we got like 1 or 2 training sessions in before.
Is he Aussie guy?
Nah, he's Canadian. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, he was good though. Like I appreciate it. Also, like I legit didn't know him, and he just showed up and helped coach me. So yeah, that was fucking great.
That's it, man. Shout out.
Yeah.
What's his name again?
Kieran
Kitcher.
Kitchek, yeah.
Shout
Lump
out
and
Kieran
Strangle
Kitchek.
on Instagram.
Great,
Top man.
Right.
What a man. Cool. Okay, should we do the questions?
Yeah, let's do some. Have you changed Have you changed any training methods?
As in, it's from now. Will we change the training methods? So I guess.
Will you?
Yeah. I think
Okay.
was that more about weights or jits? Let's go with both.
Let's go
for
both.
me, yeah, I'm gonna probably cut down the amount of lessons I do and try and do more jiu-jitsu, or just like try and streamline how much traveling I'm doing, because not gonna lie, yeah, it's always the issue, but something's got to be done, and like if I don't actually just like cut off loads of classes and lessons, I'll never have time to reorganize. So I might have to just like
Take the plunge.
cancel a huge amount of classes and then start accepting classes in a much more organized fashion. Yeah, that's basically teaching 1 class a night and wasting time. So essentially could get like 2 or 3 classes in a row everywhere.
You have a degree in economics. Price goes up, quantity comes down.
Yeah.
Same. I think that's, we both listened to that Gordon Ryan and Mojo Zane podcast with Joe Rogan. If you haven't listened to that, I recommend you listen to that.
It's called the Joe Rogan podcast.
So good. Listen to the Joe Rogan podcast with Gordon Ryan and Mojo Zane. But yeah, I think like for you, obviously increase your price, key detail, quality comes down.
Yeah.
The quality goes up, price comes up. But like less travel, man. You can't be doing that.
I can't increase the supply, so the price has to go up.
Exactly, and
in relation
less
to
travel too, man. I think like focusing on. We'll probably have more chat about this offline, but
Yeah, it's gotta.
Yeah.
Something's got to be done.
Something's good. So anyway, back to the training methods. What are you
Yeah,
doing?
so training methods. So that's one, obviously, just trying to train more from cutting out the travel. But yeah, basically like trying to maybe be a bit more organized in my training. Like do more specific rounds. That might be a worthwhile thing to try out, or like at least test it. I'm not gonna like just definitely change my training methods, but I'm gonna test out what I reckon is probably gonna be useful, and then try and work back from there. I'm also gonna maybe
Reverse engineer.
Yeah, I'm basically got to like test things out before you commit to them, basically. And then, other than that, I'm going to just continue on the DVDs. I feel like it's actually been working pretty well, like the current training method. So
Yeah.
you know, just like trying new stuff out in the evening on the people I teach, and then in the actual open mats, just doing like, you know, still trying stuff out, but trying more moves that I'm better at, basically.
Okay, and like refine.
Yeah, refine. Yeah, and
More comps as well. We got 2
I
years
don't know
now.
about more comps. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't see the value in just doing loads of fucking comps for no reason. Like it's good for money.
Not comps, so like matches. People matching you up with people.
Yeah, like that's good.
Same.
But it's again, it just distracts from, you know, just improving and actually training. Like
Really?
kind of, yeah. Like the competitions aren't really. Like they say it makes you better and it improves you and stuff, but like it shows what you need to improve to some extent, or what you're worse than some people at. But ultimately, it's not training.
I guess you stay sharp all year round as well. Like,
Yeah.
for people who don't know you, like your lifestyle literally is just like you watch a lot of jiu-jitsu, you do a lot of jiu-jitsu. If you're not doing jiu-jitsu, you're like, what the fuck is the point of this?
Yeah.
So it's like you're constantly staying sharp, basically. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So the comps, like I'll do the comps because they're fun, and it's like if I'm getting bored of the routine, then I'll do a comp. But like also when I start to doing like too many competitions and seminars, I just feel like the training starts becoming shit.
Yeah, exactly. To Gordon Ryan's testament, it's just like you're just wasting time. You're not training effectively.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and like I feel like the momentum in training is key. So you can do, but then a good time to do a comp is when you're like, oh, like what the fuck do I do? The training's just getting dry. I'm just going in and out every single day. Then it's a good time to do a comp, and then you've got also it like motivates you to give you something to work towards, and like you can have cycles of training.
Okay.
For comps where you know go from playful to like refining, and then you can kind of see exactly what your game is at the time. Then you go to the comp and test out the game, and then you can go back and refine it again.
Sick.
So
That's a good little strategy. Like stay on this. comp, see what's working, see what you need to work on, come back, reevaluate, plan, execute.
And then slowly go from playful to really hard sparring.
Nice.
And then go to the comp and then see what needs to be done.
Try and
so
crush.
for me, it's going to be...
That's the sketch.
Work some leg locks. Clearly, I need to do fucking more leg locks. Which just,
Get better at leg locks, man.
Exhausting all the time on the fucking leg locks.
Clearly, you need to get better, man.
And yeah, what I've been doing recently is passing, like pressure passing. And I didn't do any of that in... Actually, I did a bit of top position against Xande, but not when there was any point to it, basically, when there was literally no points.
Yeah.
So I was just,
fucking
top passing, trying to just like tire him out and see what I could get away with without risking anything. Because for me, if I'm gonna do ADCC, it's all just gonna be A game, which is like where I'm most dangerous from is 100% in guard, attacking legs.
Yeah.
Is where I'll be most confident that I can finish someone.
Nice.
So yeah, I didn't fuck around, basically, just that.
So you get better at passing.
Yeah, so I'm gonna continue getting better at passing. I'm also gonna revisit legs. I got some new stuff off Mateusz Szczecinski. If you can spell that, then you should Google him.
Oh, the Polish fella you're talking about.
Yeah,
you said he's got savage leg locks.
Terrifying. Yeah. He
77 kgs, yeah.
Yeah, he tapped William Tackett in under 3 minutes with his shotgun ankle lock, which is basically a Aoki lock.
Wow.
And yeah, he fucked up his leg and knee. So I don't think anyone's done that to Tackett in like ages and ages. No one's heel hooked him. So yeah, I listened when he was teaching. I listened and I learned a lot and almost made me feel bad. Like I might start buying his instructionals.
Yeah.
He's got one on YouTube apparently for free. I watched a bit of it, but it wasn't exactly what he was showing us in the warm-up room
Still
backstage.
Good? You'd recommend?
I would recommend it, yeah, because it's a lot of similar concepts, but like his actual finish is very different to what he shows in the video.
What's his father's name? Adam Szczecinski.
Mateusz Szczecinski, Mateusz, and then second name Szczecki.
Wow.
Szczecinski.
Spell check on that.
Yeah, that's right. I've
Fuck
Googled it many times. I actually had a match with him scheduled one time. Thank fuck he popped his rib.
So he didn't leg lock you. How long ago was this match meant to happen?
This was on, I want to say Grapple Fest, like before COVID.
Back in the day, man.
Yeah, ages ago. And I'm sure he was still like, he was very good back in the day.
Still good now.
Yeah, he's still good now. Yeah, clearly fucking good. Like he lost a very close match to Dante. And
Dante Leone, he did good, man.
Yeah, he did.
He had a nice match against Mika. There's a bit of controversy around that.
Against who, Mika?
Yeah, Mika got that.
I didn't watch that. That was
There was a point where he took him down, or Mika got a takedown. He got 2 points. Then Deontay did almost the identical same thing, and he got 2 points. But then the 2 points got retracted. I'm not sure why.
Cold. Yeah, that must hurt.
Yeah.
When the points get given, then taken away.
He's like,
they've already made a second decision. So
yeah, it's tough.
That's it. Then I guess
he looked good in that match. I think if it went to overtime, Mika Galvao was looking tired. Anyway.
Was he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, from my noob perspective.
Maybe Mika had some issues, but he did look fucking good in the early matches, actually.
Yeah.
Mika, yeah.
He is very good.
He is very good. Damn, I hope his leg's okay, because
it
just looked disgusting, yeah.
Those Rotolo bros, there's something about like training from such a young age and just like having such a solid understanding, and like their bodies have just kind of morphed into being really good at jiu-jitsu. Like their balance and everything is just so good.
Right. Their hands reach their knees when they're walking around.
Yeah, long reach, man.
Fucking long arms. Like, who was it? That guy Kieran was telling me that he had a match with Cade, and Cade locked a figure 4 lock around his body, around his whole body. So
yeah.
Man's got long arms.
It's like John Jones.
Yeah.
His match against Pena was impressive, man.
With Ty,
he's just like.
Also very sus. Did you see? Pena was like essentially fisting a child in the arse.
Really?
Yeah. Did you watch them? They were in like reverse mount, and Pena was trying to push him off.
I've seen
with,
that actually. Yeah.
A fist like directly up the arse, and like the crowd was cheering. Then he started doing that, and you just hear like, ooh. Like, he's too young. Like,
he's too young.
Ooh, that just got a bit dark. All of a sudden.
21 years old.
Yeah. Are they 20? I thought he was 19.
I don't know what it is in the US.
I think they're 19, but
in Australia it's like 16.
Yeah. It's essentially, regardless, it was
bit rapey.
It was unkempt. Yeah, it was uncouth. It was uncouth, and everyone was like, oh, like that's That's just nasty.
Get
Like,
that fist out of the
no
ass.
one wants it that much.
Yeah, clearly bang your head.
Yeah, clearly. Well, he tried it.
But those guys are impressive, man. Their bodies are just morphed into like understanding jiu-jitsu so well. Their balance, their coordination.
Glad I wasn't on that side of the bracket.
Yeah, that'd be a fun match to watch.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah. It would still be fun, and I like, you know, I'm sure there's ways to beat them. Like Craig had a good strategy against Ty where he took him down and all that. But yeah, like that's not necessarily my strong suit. And also Ty is much bigger and stronger now, and yeah, they're just fucking infinite cardio.
Is he bigger than you?
Ty, I think he's maybe a bit taller. But
You could go strength to strength. I think where he would surprise you is just this fucking unpredictability and like wildness.
Yeah, exactly.
He'd be very hard to like. You could go strength to strength, but he's just so like unpredictable.
Like,
he's very fast. Hard to train for that guy. Like, even if you're if you're very strong, like he's still gonna just surprise you with stuff.
Well, you see how he deals with.
He's very aggressive too.
Yeah, he dealt with everyone. Like he didn't. It's not like he did any like
Put this down here.
timid matches or anything like that. Like he went after everyone from standing and tried to like push the pace on everyone. Whereas if I had a match with like Felipe Pena or something, I'd definitely be looking to counter, not like trying to bully him. He tried to literally bully everyone, which is pretty impressive. Like someone also he tapped Pedro Mourinho with the super long arm. He did the reverse anaconda, whatever you want to call it. Like I can't even reach that. Like I have reasonable forearms, and he's just
he's got fucking long arms, man. Pedro Mourinho did look a bit tired during that, the entirety of the ADCC.
Yeah, that was in the absolute as well. So he obviously already had some matches.
Had a war with Vagner.
Did he? Okay. Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, there we go. I saw some of that. Topless, just sort of collar tie.
I call it just dick swinging. They're just trying to. I hate this kind of matches, but it was fun to watch. Anyway,
It was fun, yeah.
Training methods for changing training methods for strength for you in the weights room.
Yeah.
No, we just keep going. Same. Right now we're going to more of a strength block. I want to get you back on the conventional deadlift. Now we don't have any competitions coming up. Try to build that up. I'd like to see our deadlift rise.
Didn't feel like I was under strength against anyone.
No, I would say like from an S&C standpoint, we nailed it.
Yeah, that was
The goal was to go in and, I mean, we said when we first started, not let anyone bully you, not let physical attributes be a discouraging factor, which it was not.
It was not at all.
At all. So we keep going. I mean, as long as the goal is 88 kgs, if it's 99 kgs, then that's a different conversation.
Nah, fuck that.
Stay at 88?
Absolutely, yeah.
Cool, so then we just keep, we're probably just going to do...
I didn't even make 88. Like I had to cut on some days, but some
You were
days
91 before you left, well, 90.8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say for you, we're just going to focus on more strength training for now rather than hypertrophy. So we'd have some like nice strength blocks coming up. Use some underloading methods. So like underloading method means, say if you have a deadlift and let's say you get to like the end of a 6 to 12 week, let's use broad ranges here, 6 to 12 week block of a deadlift, and it's like, fuck man, now I'm really getting tired from the deadlift. We go, okay, cool, let's add in a deficit, which is going to be, you're not going to be able to lift as heavy, but it has postural benefits, it's a harder lift, the weight's going to be lower, so it's not as physically taxing. However, it is going to improve the actual deadlift.
The tech is
exactly.
Okay, all right.
Exactly, stuff like that.
That's good.
Maybe introduce some squat variations, but for the, I don't know. We'll keep crushing.
Yeah. I think it's been going pretty well.
Yeah.
With another 2, like how long have you been doing it? Like 1 year?
1 year.
Yeah.
We'll keep seeing really consistent gains for at least another 8 months. Yeah. And then even then, the gains will still come, but they'll just come slower.
Also, I feel like,
it's constant gains.
It will be constant gains.
But that's the thing. That's why I've been posting a lot about steroids recently. People are like, especially after ADCC, he's on steroids. It's like, you don't need fucking steroids, man. Unless you're 99 kg plus, sure, that's a different conversation, because they're all big units. And if you are 99 kg plus, you should probably be a stud if you're going to enter that division or cut weight. But for most jiu-jitsu, I'm going to say almost all jiu-jitsu guys, unless they had a professional athlete background, like your resistance training experience is going to be pretty minimal. So whatever you decide to do, as long as you're consistent with the weights training front and the nutrition front, you're going to get a fucking result. Yeah. Once you start thinking like going on to get juicy, this and that, you need to understand that's going to have detriments on your body. So say, here's like a classic example. Get on the juice. You're going to get noob gains plus steroid gains. You grow a shit ton of muscle very quickly. also, like, without talking about blood pressure and any of that kind of shit, let's just go from a muscle standpoint. You gain a bunch of muscle in a very short amount of time. Your tendons and ligaments don't have the time to catch up. And you're doing jiu-jitsu, which is already tough on the tendons and ligaments. Your risk for injury goes through the fucking roof because the muscles have gotten so big they don't have a chance. The tendons and ligaments haven't had a chance to catch up.
So you're just way more injury prone from things just snapping.
Yeah, exactly. You're way more prevalent to injury.
Didn't even think about that.
It's huge. It's very
balance between muscle. And
it's very common. Then when they get off the juice, because they don't. Some guy was like, "Oh, it's cheaper to get on the juice than thousands of pounds of coaching." I'm like, "You're a fucking idiot." Like, I didn't say it to him. I said it more in a polite way. But it's like, just get on YouTube and like fucking. If you don't have the money to afford a coach, that's fine. At least talk to someone who knows what they're doing. They can give you the resources that you need to go, so you can look by yourself. What are the things that need to do? Health is free.
Health is free.
Health is free. Listen to this fucking podcast.
Health is free.
Yeah. It may be cheaper for a vial of test, but what's the long-term consequence on that?
Yeah.
I would say if anyone thinks...
Shrunken balls.
I love how we just turned this into a conversation about steroids, but it's been in my mind a lot. It's been in my mind. It pissed me off as well. I've been waiting to get this motherfucker out. If you're thinking about getting on the fucking gear, ask yourself the question, have you had 5 hard years of resistance training experience? Have you maximized your
What if you don't need it?
Your beginner and intermediate gains? If you have, then, and you feel like, oh fuck, I'm just not getting to where I need to be, then think about what is your actual goal in the career of jiu-jitsu? Are you going to be, are you good enough to make this the fucking big league? Because if you're not, if you're going to be doing grappling industries and fucking IBJJF, probably call it a day. Is it worth the fucking
big leagues?
Is it worth doing the juice for that? Probably not, man. It really isn't. If it's for ADCC, maybe then maybe that's a different conversation. But at least have 5 fucking years of hard training under your belt before you even think about getting on a juice. Because I guarantee if you get fucking good training in, good nutrition, you get a good result.
I would actually love to know like the actual who was and wasn't on juice. Because I know some people that are on juice that you'd never think are on juice.
Yeah.
Like you look at them.
We don't need to name names.
We don't need to name them, but like. I look at them like, what a waste of juice. Like you don't even look juicy. At least look juicy.
What I would like to see more is people who are on juice, because it's not even drug tested, so it doesn't fucking matter. Just tell people you're on the juice.
Yeah.
Just be more honest about it. Like, you don't have to go like, hey, everyone, I'm on the juice, but like at least when people are asking about it, like, oh, your performance is, they'll be like, yeah, I take steroids, I'm taking PEDs.
Yeah.
There's no shame in that. Yeah. I don't care if fucking Gordon Ryan's on. We all know Gordon's on the juice. I don't care that he's on the juice.
Yeah, legit. Even, like,
he looks great. He's crushing people.
Even if I did care, it's not in the rules that you can't be on juice, so you may as well just admit to it. But also, I reckon there's a lot of people that aren't on juice in it. I actually believe, like, because like going there now, like you don't need to be on juice to win.
No way.
But equally,
no way.
The thing that I think is like the juice might not show up in someone's physique, but it might. Like the people that are just like ridiculously good, you could think like, how the fuck does he get that good? Like either you've got a super good coach, and like each lesson, each hour you do is worth so many more hours than other people, or you're just putting in so much time training that's like, how are you training that much?
Exactly.
How are you refining your skills that much? It's not like great training methods, it's both great training methods and juice, clearly.
Exactly. And juice doesn't always equal like crazy physique. Like,
no,
there's a good more plates, more dates. If you're really into the subject, you can watch him break down Daniel Cormier and John Jones. Daniel Cormier was juiced to the fucking teeth. Juiced to the teeth. His like average. I'm not really good at explaining this, but like his average like testosterone, like milliliters or whatever it was like the average for a male. I'm gonna don't want to misquote this, but it was like 300 to 500. His was like 7,000.
Cormier?
Daniel Cormier.
Oh, I thought he was all about being clean and all this.
Go. If you're interested in learning more about steroids, more plates, more dates.
How did you not get popped for that?
Watch the thing.
Okay.
Watch the thing. I'll fuck up. I'll watch it.
Just regurgitate other podcasts.
This entire podcast. The Joe Rogan podcast.
Try to pull that up.
So good.
And pretend we have guests.
All right. Let's crack on.
All right.
Monklizzy.
Monklizzy? Not yet. No, I don't deserve a Monklizzy, to be honest. 4th place doesn't get you a Monklizzy, buddy. I think the prize money is 1K, and a Monklizzy's like, if you get it fresh, it's like minimum 600 to 700 for a jacket. So
a Monklizzy. Wow, the good Monklizzies are like, Yeah. $2,000.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's like, I haven't earned them on Glizzy, and I spent a shitload of money in Vegas. Not even on gambling. So what a no that is.
Vegas is expensive, man.
Fucking what a disgusting. Like when it was like $5 to £1, it might have been like a good investment, but it's $26 for a granola. Like I'm just starving there essentially, or I'm just always getting the cheapest thing on the menu. We found one place that did like a chicken soup, and we went there like 5 times.
I feel like everything's minimum $20 there.
Yeah.
In Vegas, like $40.
Yeah. Like I couldn't find a steak for under $40. Yeah.
And it's not a good steak either.
Yeah. I didn't even try it. I saw some steaks for like 600 quid. Like
$600.
Yes, for like a big tomahawk, like one of those ridiculous sizes.
Oh,
but that's not 600. Like you can buy a whole cow for $600. So it's not. It's not like one fucking.
It's
like,
a joke,
rib.
man. I went to Blacklock yesterday with the missus. Like I got 2 steaks. Blacklock's cheap as well. It's like similar to Hawksmoor. I think the beef is just as good as Hawksmoor.
Yeah.
If you go to Hawksmoor, you and the missus, it's always like $250, $300. But Blacklock, you walk out of there, it's like 80 quid. I get 2 steaks, all sides, all that kind of shit. 2 steaks, 80 quid for 2.
What the fuck? 600 for what's Hawksmoor? I haven't been there.
Hawksmoor.
I haven't been there.
Hawksmoor's nice.
Sounds
That's
like
with wine
is it
too.
a castle?
Huh?
Is it a castle?
No, it's a steak. It's a steak. Chain. It's like it's kind of like fine dining. It's a nice steak.
Yeah.
Steak's like 50 quid.
600 though.
I didn't say 600. No, I said like 250, 300.
Oh, okay, sorry.
With
300,
wine.
sorry,
With
sorry,
wine.
Yeah. I didn't. I just.
Newstrat would be. If me and you went to Newstrat, we're like, let's go for it.
Oh yeah. That
Without wine, that would be like 500-800.
Yeah. I see can of Coke's there for like 20 quid.
Yeah, it's a joke.
What a
People
violation.
like that. Anyway, no more glizzy for you.
Nah, fuck that.
How's the foot, man? Let's get back into
the
some
foot's
bits.
pretty fucked. Like the more.
This is from Giancarlo.
This is from Giancarlo. Yeah, Vagner didn't. I just tapped into the knee because Vagner touched it. Essentially, once he got my leg, I didn't want to risk any more damage to it, and Mason didn't do anything to it either. It was just purely the corkscrew toe hold from Odoni. Yeah.
You got it on tight, man.
Yeah, it popped many times.
Oh shit! And you said it's healing. It's feeling better in each day.
It's feeling better each day, but then, for example, we just did a bit of drilling there, and like having my foot flat on the floor is not okay. Turning out of it is not okay. Any sort of like, even you grabbing it with your hand was like painful to the point that it's not okay.
We're like, let's stop doing that.
So yeah, I had to pull out that Grapple Fest match. That's not happening because last time.
That's unfortunate, man. I'd love to see you smash Jacob Couch.
That would be good fun.
Did you guys get a rematch, or just like, do you have to vacate your title or anything? Or?
He said it will happen in February instead. So
okay, cool.
I'm like.
That's fine. That's nice.
I don't actually mind vacating a title.
No, hold on to that. Hold on to that for dear life.
Yeah. Either way, like last time I competed with an injured foot, I just kept re-injuring the foot. Like I had a match with Lloyd Cooper. My knee was injured, so instead of taking pressure on my knee, I tried to bend my leg to put more pressure on the foot, basically, which didn't make sense. Anyway, and he popped my foot with a toe hold, and there was obviously no time to tap, just instant pop. Otherwise, I would have tapped. And then next matches I got toe holded again. And like in training, I kept getting like ischema locked and toe holded.
Just because you,
just because you can't really use your foot, put it in safely anywhere, so you just get fucking caught. And like all the bones there are so small that they need a long time for the nerves to.
Just let this one heal out.
Yeah, so yeah, fuck that. I'm not just taking L's because my foot is injured and because like you know.
No way. That's how a career goes downhill.
Yeah, just continuing to lose matches. Like
you go downhill.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Terrible idea.
Well, there we go. What's that? Fail 1 BJJ. Wow.
Full-time BJJ. How? I can see why. So yeah, how to do full-time BJJ? Well, it depends. Like if how old you are. If you're a child and you can just go straight from school to jiu-jitsu. You know, start by teaching kids classes. If you can live with your parents for a bit, that's one route. If you're already old, like doing full-time jiu-jitsu, I don't know if that's like
a reasonable decision.
Yeah, basically, yeah, because you're not going to get to like a world-class level. So why would people come to your academy? Basically,
unless you're a fucking good coach.
Yeah, you could be a fucking good coach, but it would take you like 10, 15 years to get to that level.
Yeah.
So and in those 10, 15 years of you not being a fucking good coach. You know, there's about 6 years where you're completely useless to anyone in jiu-jitsu. Like, you're not going to be able to teach anything for... Like, you could teach stuff, but you basically, like, there'll always be someone who's
better,
more qualified than you. Yeah,
Yeah.
who'll probably charge. Yeah, and like, yeah. So if you were gonna do it, you have to have a side job, and you have to really study jiu-jitsu and do all the work that people don't want to do, and then regurgitate and.
What's the work people don't want to do?
Watching instructionals, learning them, and then practicing them, and then and all that kind of stuff, which is basically like other than the actual physical training, all the mental work has to be done, and it has to be done like not just one guy. You have to do everyone, so you don't get caught out with bullshit, and you have like a broad range of perspectives.
This is a classic thing, isn't it? People are like, I'm just going to train, keep training, physical training, physical training, physical training. Like, you need to sharpen the mental sword as well.
Yeah.
Also, like, find for a lot of these jiu-jitsu guys as well. I mean, quoting back to the Joe Rogan podcast, is
Never heard of it.
Like Gordon, if he's done like 3 sessions a day, he's like, I'm fucked. And he's got a coach. You got a coach and fucking like you as an example as well. You could do like 1 big session a day, but you've got to do privates. You got to travel here. You got to travel fucking there.
Yeah.
You get home at 11 o'clock. You're exhausted. And you're going to rinse and repeat. You're not sleeping properly. Like if you're a professional athlete, you need to be sleeping properly, training properly, eating properly, relaxing, feeling good. You need more sleep than the average fucking punter.
Like, if you think you're an athlete, like, does Usain Bolt teach running lessons?
No
fucking way. Do any of the footballers teach football lessons? No fucking way. They just spend all their time training and
playing video games,
improving their skills. Yeah, and probably playing FIFA as well. Yeah, on the PS5.
Just because they're competitive as fuck.
Yeah. So the more you can actually train and not do any teaching, the better you'll be able to teach in the long run. Yeah. Although I'd say teaching probably helps your jiu-jitsu. It's like...
That's gonna be my next point. Like, for you, like, just teaching where you like to teach and what's also convenient for you. Yeah. So, like, if you had, like, everything down-packed in, like, a close, like, proximity, nothing's outside, like, a half an hour, 15 minutes, a half an hour radius. Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, that would be fun.
And also, like, some kind of passive... It's always easier said than done because everyone's trying to fucking earn passive income online. But like if you have some money coming in on like through an online like structure, it makes your life a lot easier.
BJJ Fanatics is definitely the best way. Another thing I could do is like online privates, but I just feel like they're just fucking pointless.
Like a Zoom.
Yeah, they're just like you can do it. You can send videos over of you doing stuff, but again, that's just more like
just do a Patreon.
Yeah, but you could do that, but again, that's also essentially the same as just doing an instructional. Yeah. You may as well just do an instructional and have it all in one go and just selling it on a big website. Yeah. It's just the same shit essentially. So a Patreon is good because I guess you don't have to share your profits too much.
You know, there's another way. Building this podcast down.
Yeah, we could just start putting ads on it or something. We could start putting ads.
We could just get ad block. On the YouTube Premium, and we'll still get paid.
Does AdBlock stop the YouTube ads?
No, YouTube Premium does, but we'll still get the ads for it.
I feel like I would rather literally kill myself than get YouTube Premium.
It's 10 quid.
Fuck that. Nah, it's just the principle. YouTube used to be fucking good.
Kill myself.
It used to be good.
I'm telling you.
It was like the occasional ad, skippable.
I understand your point. I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And since I got YouTube Premium, it's been the best decision I've ever made. I watch YouTube a lot. Just think about it. I get it. It's like, but it's.
What else
great.
does it do, the YouTube, other than just not having ads?
It just cuts out all ads. 0 ads. You want to watch a video, like especially when YouTube got to a point where it's just like ads. Yeah. Now it's like 0 ads. Yeah, no skip ads.
Must be weird.
It's nice. Anyway, make sure you get around this podcast. Yeah, 10 quid a month.
For not seeing ads? Yeah.
You can think about it.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I'm already thinking about it. I'm already considering
Have a think about it.
Because equally, I do fucking hate the ads.
Yeah. That's why you should rate, subscribe, like this podcast, share it around, support us. We'll get some
YouTube Premium.
No, do that, and then make sure we get some ads on here.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And then all support will go to Flanagan and myself, so we can help him become full-time athlete. Yeah, mainly.
Go to Nazareth.
Exactly. Let's get like another question. This podcast is going so fast, man. So quickly.
Okay.
Hardest match and an American food. Oh, we get some tales of some.
Yeah, fat things in America. All right, we'll start with hardest match because that's a quick one, I think. All right, Bodoni is obviously the hardest match, and I would have done the absolute if my ankle wasn't fucked. Bodoni is also like for me the most skillful. and the one who was actually pressuring. Like Mason,
He looks sick as well, by the way, bro, don't he?
but only he's just like, he actually dominated everyone. And I don't think I've seen Hulk getting tapped for a long time, and he tapped him. And and
He dominated him as well.
He
Made him look fucking tired.
Yeah.
Made him look fucking. Well, he didn't make him look bad by any means, but he just like
yeah.
his technique was superior to.
Yeah,
Hulk's.
I feel like everyone else was basically surviving against him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looked
And,
really
like,
good.
If our match would have gone longer, I'm sure I would have got tired quicker than he would have, because he was on top and he was like
Good pressure.
side to side passing and pressure and all this kind of stuff. Yeah.
I'd like to see you guys run it back. That'd be a very entertaining match
Yeah,
to watch.
it would be good fun. Yeah, I would enjoy that.
Yep.
If he'll have me, the champ. All right. Anyway.
Yeah, run it back.
Yeah. What was the other one? Yeah, that was it basically. I would have done the absolute, obviously.
Yeah.
I'd rather get someone big in the absolute than someone like a little Fabricio Andre. Fuck that.
He's so quick. He's
Yeah,
just so
just
gnarly.
so,
So much energy.
Yeah, fast and just like so much to prove.
Yeah.
that height.
He's looking big too.
What,
He's
as
looking
in-
jacked.
he
He's
was fucking
strong as fuck.
Yeah, he must have.
Must have taken some bomb.
Must get the 8 hours sleep a night. At least 8 hours sleep a night.
Refer back to earlier in the podcast.
Okay, build up different? No, I wouldn't have changed anything in the build. Ideally, I wouldn't have injured. Oh yeah, I injured my knee, my MCL prior to this, and my Pez and Serene. I didn't even know that was a fucking thing, but yeah, that was
3 weeks before.
That was injured. That was how long?
That was 3 weeks
3
before.
weeks
That
before.
was gnarly,
yeah.
man.
And I
was
managed to get it in very good order before. So, well, not very good, but like usable, where it wasn't like hindering my performance with a lot of ibuprofen. So that would have been good. I also had the shits before on a rib injury, so the camp could have, I mean, I said on video that the camp was great, but the camp was fucking terrible, essentially. Like, huge swathes of inconsistent training and not out of my choice either. All I wanted to do was train, just...
fever, diarrhea,
Yeah.
bad rib, bad foot, bad knee.
I had 4 colds from January to like halfway through March. Then I had a rib injury. Then I had the shits. Then I had then I had my knee, and then I had a cold. And then my cold and knee were clearing up both at the same time for ADCC. So it was kind of perfect timing on the knee and the cold, because you can't get 2 injuries at once, and you can't get the cold. You can't get a cold directly afterwards. So
Yeah.
I knew that on the day I would be just about healthy, like perfectly healthy.
Perfect.
So, but yeah, anyway, the build-up could have been much better, to be fair. So next time I won't get injured.
Damn.
That's just a lot. All right.
There's a lot of crackheads in America, man.
Oh yeah, fucking hell. Jesus.
If you haven't been to America, specifically LA, San Diego, anywhere on that West Coast, really, even
Haram.
Vegas,
The whole place is just haram as fuck.
it is crazy.
Bruh.
It is really something different.
I didn't even, like, for those that follow my Insta, I have a lot of unseemly types on it, but I didn't even, there's no point. There's just no point.
It's like a cult.
Every time I went to record them, I was like, but there's another one here who just looks just as cracked. Like, what am I even doing? Like, if I film this guy, why don't I film this guy and this guy and this guy and everyone? Like, literally the first person that spoke to us as we got out of the hotel was some crackhead standing by the bus stop. He kept glancing at us, and I was like, oh my God, here we fucking go. And he's like, do y'all guys mind if I chill with y'all today?
Oh my God.
And he's just like, no. I'm full. It's so hot as well. You just think like, it's like an extra layer of crack, because you know they're like outside in the fucking heat and they're used to it.
Zombies, man.
Yeah, they're used to this like actual dehydration as well as being crackheads.
Nothing's going to take them down, man.
They're so interactive. They're so like, bro, on the bus. Yeah.
I saw 2 guys. One guy was screaming at the top of his lungs at 9 o'clock in the morning as me and my buddy went to get a rental car in Venice Beach, and he's screaming as loud as he can. I'm like, man, he's gonna get closer and closer, and it's gonna be a problem. And a police car just drives past him. I'm like, oh, like in Australia, like they would fucking like almost run into him and like fucking take him down. And you're like, oh, a police car's gonna come past and do something, and they just stare at him as they're driving past. And you're like,
They fucking love it.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't catch all the fish if you go fishing.
Yeah,
So I
exactly.
guess the policeman had to just ignore him. Yeah, they're fucking interactive though. Like,
Yeah.
like they speak to themselves. They speak publicly. Their thoughts are always broadcast.
It's kind of crazy. Like if you look at them, you're like, whoa, inside their head must be just absolute chaos right now.
unrecognizable. Like,
Yeah,
there's no way
chaos.
you could you could imagine what it's like to be chaos. Yeah, just chaotic. Like,
Yeah.
also, yeah, the amount of people that just like, it's almost like Tourette's. They just speak everything that comes to their head as they're walking around or whatever.
Yeah.
Just mad.
I walked past one guy in Vegas and he said something about like UFC, MMA. He started following me for a bit. And then I was like, how long is this going to go on for? Maybe like a minute. And he just stopped following me.
Some of them are okay though. Some of them are actually like LA's hot, I guess, and Vegas is hot. I guess you don't actually need a home to survive.
That's what I'm saying. That's why they all go there, yeah.
You could live.
It's hot all year round.
Yeah. So you're actually okay. But like, and some of them you were actually like quite friendly. Like, oh, that was a normal-ish conversation. He seems to know about current affairs and stuff. But then some of them, especially on the bus, they're always super like interactive and trying to get people to talk to them. And like, it's always inevitably they hold out their hand for the handshake and they introduce themselves and give their name.
Hey, I'm Gary, and you're like, this is going to be a disaster.
Fuck, I'm not going to give my name, obviously, but I can't not shake his hand. You know, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, because if you don't shake his hand, you've offended a cracker and they've got nothing to lose. And if you do shake their hand, you've now got like crack on your hands.
And your conversation to deal with, because you've entered the conversation. Now you have to get out.
You don't need to enter the conversation. It's one way.
Oh, you can just
It's one way regardless. Like, they're just going to speak to you and you just keep your eye on them in case they swipe at you at any point.
Got
it. I come on the bus, I see two guys talking like across the seats, and then I realize like, it's a lot of one-way traffic in this conversation. And I see it's just this guy like looking up from his book that he's clearly pretending to read with his earphones in, and someone's just speaking to him and he's like looking up and going,
Any minute now.
and then eventually the Kraken like holds out his, no, they were already speaking, and the Kraken holds out his hand, introduces himself, and he's like, looks at the hand for a second, then slowly shakes the hand. But you see, it's like,
fear.
Yeah, you can't win, because you can't just ignore them like in London. You can't just be fucking rude, because they're like,
they're great. Once the hand's there,
yeah, they're on it.
line.
They will chase you. They would be counted as a disrespect, because you've almost got to respect the crackheads there, because there's so fucking many of them. Whereas in London, if there's a crackhead, you should be like, just leave us the fuck alone, right? We're on the tube. You don't have a right to speak to us. But they're considered, people.
You're outnumbered.
Yeah, you're outnumbered. You fucking are.
Damn.
Jesus.
Actually, let's finish this one off. How's Wagner's knee? What happened with Wagner's knee? I think we talk about that.
Wagner's knee didn't pop. To be fair, I'm pretty sure he had cortisone injections in his knees, because he had little plasters on both of his knees. Okay. And I'm pretty sure that's cortisone injections. And but his ankle, bruh, his it wasn't like, so I put up a post, and on the post he commented that it was a very serious pop, but it wasn't broken, so his bones aren't broken. But after the match, he told me my bones are shifting, so that's essentially he couldn't stand up. And but yeah, when I popped, it was a belly down inside heel hook. Bear in mind, and he just ate it. He maybe made a bit of a face like as he was turning into it and popping it. But afterwards, he was just smiling at me like an Aztec mask, bro. It was just like, but yeah, it was like three. Savage. It wasn't a pop or like 2 pops or 3 pops. It was like 3 like waves of pops. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, and then, and then eventually, once he got his hands on my, I ran out of range of motion, but once he got his hands on my wrist, it's like, well, that's it, right? He's hand fighting from 50-50. You basically don't have the heel hook anymore. But the only reason like he escaped is because he was just happy to let it break. He just let it completely go, like no trouble. Like that seems like just such a painful experience.
Boy, savage.
Yeah, you have to respect that. I told him during the match, like, buddy, you deserve this more than me. You just let it break.
Shout out to Vagner, man. That's fucking crazy.
To the man.
Fuck, man.
Jesus. Damn. Okay, American food. Next topic. Well.
It's expensive,
what
man.
Can I say? It's expensive. It's
Everything.
Full of sugar and fucking grease.
Full of oil, man. You get like, so me and my friend, we went to some like the fancy places for dinner and lunch and stuff. That was all very nice and well. But if you go to like a cafe or something, you'd be like, oh, can I get like an omelet with some ham? It's like, cool. This should be like maybe 500-700 calories or so. Like 2 handfuls of cheese, oil. They just crush it with all the oil and grease, and you're like, man, this is like a 1,500 calorie omelet now.
Yeah. It was.
You're in Vegas the whole time. That's expensive in Vegas
expensive
too.
As fuck. And also just seeing what people put on their plates in the buffet was eye-opening. We went to the buffet, and there was a row of mobility scooters, like 3 to 4 minimum mobility scooters, empty and parked up next to the buffet. Like they had like an indoor parking space for fat cunts. They managed. I mean, who knows? Maybe they had an actual disability.
Maybe there's a deal on the
disability. Yeah. two for one.
Deal on parking.
Yeah. But yeah, like, so they could get up out of their mobility scooters
To get breakfast.
go to the buffet and fill their plate up with like shrimp sushi and fucking donuts on the same plate, and then walk to their table, but they couldn't just walk around in general.
It's fairly ironic.
Unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. But then they want it's so clear that why obesity is an issue in America.
Yeah, I don't even blame them.
Yeah, it's just the portion sizes. There's all the wastage, portion sizes, oils.
I didn't get any vegetables.
Cheese. Yeah, like why does an omelette need to be cooked in like 5 tablespoons of oil?
Golden syrup.
Golden syrup.
Shit, like
Wow.
some of the breakfasts we got given were like scrambled eggs, bacon, a big vat of golden syrup, and some pancakes on the side. And like that, it's just
2,000
not
calories.
a balanced breakfast.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to be stereotypical, but where's the fucking beans on toast? Where's like just toast, just bread that is toast?
UK is actually pretty good for that. You come back to the UK, even Australia as well. You go outside to some parts of rural Australia, it's a little bit worse. But like, the portion sizes are sensible. You're gonna get some protein. You're gonna get some veg. It's all very
like
sensible.
mushrooms. What's wrong with fried mushrooms? Why can't they just fry mushrooms, put them in a big fucking vat, and then you can spoon the mushrooms on your
Full
plate?
English. Full English is the ultimate breakfast.
Exactly. Yeah. Full English is truly a meal of champions.
All right.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Great to see you.
And it's nice to be back.
Welcome back to the podcast.
To the motherland.
Guys, remember to like, subscribe. Also, if you want to support Eoghan and get your leg locks on the same level as Eoghan Flanagan's, you need to purchase his UK variant on BJJ Fanatics.
BJJ Fanatics. There is a daily deal on, probably for a couple of days. I don't know how it works exactly, but
You can get some deals on there. There's some
deals.
codes.
There's always some deals. Just,
Yeah.
Just do yourself a favour.
Guys, remember, YouTube, like, subscribe, Spotify, rate. Great to see you. Welcome back.
Nice.
Good to be back.